Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of War Thunder. Today I'm going to be reviewing the TB3M, the only 4-engine bomber that the Soviet Union actually has in game. As you can see here, it's a tier 1 heavy bomber. I don't think Russia only has two lots of heavy bombers, the Yurs and the TB3Ms. Everything else is a dive or medium bomber. So yeah, a tier 1 heavy bomber, I think that's probably one of its unique selling points. It's also a premium aircraft. You can see the reward 100 plus 100%. Research point bonus 112%. Compare this to the SB2M. 12% research point bonus and 130% reward. So, very good for tier 1, reward wise. Not really going to quote the stat card because they do tend to be quite wrong a lot of the time. You know, they've just, I don't know how they calculate it, but a lot of the time the vehicles aren't anywhere like what they say in the stats card. Now it has okay defensive armament. It has 3 double DA machine guns, all on the top, 1 at the front, 2 at the back, and it has 2 single 7.62mm DA machine guns on the underside of the wings. Bit of an exposed position, but nobody really particularly aims at the wings or that part of the wings, so they're usually the last gunners to die, ironically. The pilot sits here, extremely exposed. I don't know why they didn't sit him inside the plane. I suppose visual, well, you wouldn't be able to see very much. I don't know if it has a co-pilot. There are 2 people sitting there, but I don't know if one's meant to be the co-pilot or one's meant to be the bombardier. I can never see a bombardier inside here, so I'm not entirely sure. It carries about 3,000 kilograms of bombs as its highest bomb load. 4 500-kilogram bombs and 4 250-kilogram bombs. Now this is actually ridiculously overpowered because the B-17EL, or LATE, sorry, carries £6,000 worth of bombs. Now, £6,000, if I remember right, converted into kilograms, is something like 2,721, sorry. Oh yeah, it carries more bombs at tier 1 than a B-17 at tier 3. That is, how ridiculously large its bomb load is. Now I'm going to do a few matches with this aircraft, so I'll see you over there in a minute and we'll have a little look at how it performs in game. So this was the first game I did with the TB3M. Should do a little disclaimer, there may be some changes in quality during the game. I've been experimenting with different Bandicam settings and stuff like that. So it might change a little bit between the different matches. You can also see I've sort of improved the frame rate. It's still quite low, but I've been fiddling about the settings a bit, and well, it's sort of, if I'm playing without Bandicam recording, it's about 30 to 40 frames per second. As soon as I turn it on, it drops about 20 to 25, and yeah, I can't really help it, unfortunately. I will keep fiddling about the settings and trying to fix it. But anyway, we're just sort of gliding, well, not gliding, we're going full throttle towards the nearby destroyer. We're weapon at full speed, we're in a dive, we've managed about 170 miles an hour. I think there might have been a flight model change, because this used to be as slow as hell, and well, yeah, I used to struggle to get 100 miles an hour in some games. It might have been realistic, but now, not in realistic battles, but in arcade at least, when diving you can reach quite good speeds, so yeah, there might have been some changes there. You also didn't see I had to change the ammo loadout. I've always thought the guns were pretty useless. You know, they are kind of useless in there for small caliber, but turns out I was using armor piercing rather than armor piercing incendiary. So we're going to see how that works out. Well, I'm now using armor piercing incendiary tracer, I believe it is. So we'll see how that works out. Apparently we're getting flying speed is too low. Oh, and we've been attacked by a Ki-43, and just a few shots and it's in flames. So yeah, that was quite good. Aircraft destroyed. Now when I first went into this game, I thought I would be destroyed easily, but even the guns have been buffed. All that ammo change had a massive effect. I mean, they're fast firing, but they were always quite useless at doing damage. But enemy comes in, quick burst, and we're in flames already. 2 engines gone. were in flames. We're about to lose one of them. Trying to turn around to shoot the enemy. Getting some hits in, but lost our gunners. Lost one of our engines. Trying to dive to get some speed back. Taking quite a few hits, but we've been attacked by multiple aircraft. If this thing had a bit more speed, it would be a lot better, and pilot knocked out. So the pilot being in exposed position has proved to be our downfall. But look at the end of the game, we got most of our points on the TB3M. Because it's a premium aircraft, remember we only shot down one with it. One aircraft shot down and one critical hit, and yet we got the most points out of it. We would have got more, but I accidentally forgot to change the research. It's trying to research a tier 4 aircraft. Because it's an inefficient way of doing it. Well, I can't, if you're not researching the right tiers, you lose a ton of research points. I did change that eventually, and I was getting quite decent points. Just buying some new armament upgrades. So didn't do too great. Well, we didn't do great in that match. We didn't even get our bombs off, but we shot down one aircraft, got a few critical hits, or got some hits on other aircraft. But let's see how we did in the next game. Now this one's a ground attack. Obviously the last one was domination, so it weren't going to be that useful anyway. So just diving down to the enemy. I think you can see some quality change here. I'm sort of changing between the settings, like I said, trying to get one where it will, get good quality without without making the game look unplayable. Because obviously the more higher the quality, generally the more frames it loses while recording. So I'm trying to find a bit of a happy medium between the two. Now we're just diving down onto the enemy. We've reached 200 miles an hour this time, so doing a lot better. Losing speed, or not speed, we're losing height quite quickly. Come on, open down. Now the TB3M, like I said, carries a lot of bombs, but because we're at a low tier, it is a bit of an overkill. So I'm trying to literally try and take out as many as I can, many targets as I can with one bomb. Got some hits on an aircraft already. Gunners actually seem to be doing a lot better at lower tiers than higher tiers. From what I understand, it's because then they don't take into account speed changes and stuff like that. Well, at least that's what I've been told on the forums. So obviously speed changes are less pronounced in the lower tiers, so the gunners don't get affected as badly by it. So we've got a lot of ground targets already. We're doing okay. We're being attacked again, but we managed to get some hits on them. The one bad thing about this aircraft, or one really bad thing about this aircraft, it is a bullet magnet. Well, not bullet magnet, but you will draw every enemy fighter towards you. There aren't many bombers in the lower tiers, so everyone will come for you, and because of your speed, they won't have much trouble catching up with you. You can't evade them, you can't escape them, so I'm trying to run away from them. I mean, there's no point. I mean, I can try and draw them away from the battle if I can. I've only got the gunner on the bottom firing at the moment, so we've got hits in them. Someone's come to help, and I've been rammed. So not a very glorious end for that match. We don't explode, funnily enough. We get a pilot knocked out by landing on the roof. Now, before I give a final sort of overall look on the aircraft, or review, or my score of the aircraft sort of thing, here is one thing you can't really do with many other aircraft. So I'm under attack. You can't see the markers for some reason, but it's a HE-51. So, I accidentally switched to another aircraft while I was doing it. Slowed right down. We're being shot at. We're shooting back. I think I did get some hits on him. But you can see this HE-51, he's starting to dive in. He's getting a little too close for comfort. He doesn't seem to be firing at me too much. Probably see some shots coming into us in a sec. Gunners sort of, I think they're mostly missing. But any second now. Yeah. Overpowered gears are extremely overpowered, as it turns out. got out of there without even suffering a single bit of damage. Now, I did hope to get some footage of using this against some of the mini bases and the higher tiers, but unfortunately I just couldn't get any decent footage. I played like 5 or 6 matches, and every single time I got shot down before I could get anywhere near the base. Or I might get near and then I'd get shot down. I tried the first few times I tried flying high, but obviously that means a low speed, because not very good rate of climb. And I'll just get shot down by the first fighter that saw me. One dive, pilot dead, or wing fell off. Well, no, it was usually just a pilot being killed, and then, you know, game over. Last few matches I did try diving on the target, but that just went completely wrong as well, because it got me nearer to the bases, but I got swarmed by enemy fighters. The pilot lived a lot longer, but the plane was wrecked, and I just got shot down in the end. So it is possible to survive in high tiers, because I've done it before, but it seems more people have caught onto the TB3's bomb load, so they sort of prioritise it a bit more than they used to. Plus your speed and your gunners aren't as good in the higher tiers, so you just get killed ridiculously quickly. My final verdict: it's a fun little plane. I would recommend anyone who can get it does, whether through Golden Eagles or premium or special events. It's only really good in the first 1, possibly 2 tiers. Tier 2, is where it really gets outmatched, but you can get the occasional good match there probably. Tier 1 is where it really shines. Your gunners have got, they can defend you decently. Your durability, you're good. You're well protected against smaller caliber guns. Your pilot being exposed isn't such a big problem, again because of smaller caliber guns, and most of the aircraft are probably going to be sitting right on your tail rather than diving on you. Your speed isn't as much as an issue, because all the biplanes are slow. There aren't many monoplanes to deal with. All in all, it can be quite good in the lower tiers. Your bomb load's a bit overkill for tier 1, but you can't really do much about that. So I would recommend, like I said, anyone who can gets this. But I would really stick to using it in tier 1, tier 2 at the very highest. But yeah, fun little plane. I do enjoy flying it. It's just not particularly very good. This bomb load is probably its biggest plus point at the moment. Other than the only other plus point is it's the only 4-engine bomber the USSR has. But yeah, so a nice little plane, and I do enjoy flying it. Well, anyway, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed watching the video. Leave a like if you like the video. Subscribe if you like these sorts of videos. Leave feedback. Could always do with more feedback. And well, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.